Welcome, Rider fans, to the new season of Kamen Rider Review. Today we start reviewing Kamen Rider Drive. A bit of information first. The series is written by Sanjo Riku, who also penned Kamen Rider W. And since everyone and his mother is recommending that series to me, I guess I'll trust in the quality of his writing. I read an interview from him about the Drive in which he explains that the episodic format was on purpose. After Gaim, which was an epic saga of warriors in the making, this will be a Kamen Rider meets police drama series, so there will be an underlying mystery that will get revealed with each new case. A bit like Phoenix Wright or Danganronpa for those more video game savvy, which is an interesting idea, still not really sold on the cartoon though. But I guess we'll see. Let's dive into the first episode of Drive! We open up with everything going to hell, as in all over the world in an event called Global Freeze. Time starts freezing and slowing randomly. The only ones able to move in these are some mysterious monsters. Time freezes for Tomare Shinosuke and his partner Ayase too during a drug bust gone wrong, and in the chaos Shinosuke accidentally unloads a bullet, causes a gas explosion and the death of his partner. Fuck, heavy! Death and chaos are everywhere when suddenly... toy cars. I know the official name is shift cars, but seriously, they're toys. They didn't even try to make them look not like toys. They're toys! Yes, they can do some cool stuff and the signals ironically describing their actions are funny, but they're still toys! And these toys belong to a mysterious warrior shrouded in shadow. Flash forward to 6 months later, such a big attack didn't happen again, but the slowdown effect and the monsters are still at large, so much that now there is a police app to signal it instantly. Nice idea! Shinosuke has gotten himself a new ride, which is not exactly what I'd call cool looking. I mean, tires on top of the hood? Anyway, he's also apparently never recovered from his partner's death. It's like he just stopped caring about his work. Which doesn't really fly well with one of his current co-workers, meet Shijima Kiriko, of which Shinosuke is terrified. Probably because of her aim and their stalking abilities. I'd be running even faster if I was him. She drags him back to his current office, the Special Crimes Unit, where we meet the rest of the team. Honganji Jun, fortune-telling captain, Saijo Kyu, network expert and plush cuddler, Sawagami Rina, smoking hot scientist. Anyway, their unit doesn't seem to have such a good reputation, which doesn't make any sense, but we'll get to that later. They're going to take part into an investigation though, since there are a series of attempted murders involving the density shift. That's the scientific name for the slowdown. Anyway, Shinosuke has apparently been assigned to this scrap unit after Ayase's death, which also left his brain in the mud. He wonders if he will be able to change things now. But he decides to stop thinking about it immediately after and take a nap in his car, which starts talking. Apparently, as soon as he was assigned to the unit, he also got this car. A car that can't seem to shut up about wanting Shinosuke to start his engine and awaken as a warrior. And as they do, another slowdown event happens in the town. The monsters are back. Back for blood. And back to Shinosuke, it wasn't the car talking, but a belt hiding in a compartment. A belt that ties itself to his waist, and then takes the wheel when Shinosuke doesn't want to get to the new crime scene with it around him. At the crime scene, we find that, holy crap, is that Peko's actor? See that the SEU's equipment isn't exactly orthodox. Anyway, the victim is still alive, but in a coma, and his whole body is wine red. Also, Kaen, the detective-in-chief, doesn't believe in this slowdown crap. Later, while investigating, Shinosuke finds a piece of paper and then the instruments go off. The monster is back! He attacks Shinosuke but gets chased away by the toy cars, which are summoned by the belt. In the next scene, Gen still doesn't believe in the slowdown after experiencing it himself. But Shinosuke, now in full detective mode, has made a composite identikit of the person that transformed into a monster and attacked him. He is now resolved to find him and reveal the truth. After a fair amount of legwork, since he doesn't trust other people's driving, he identifies the attacker as Masuda Nobuo. The lead brings him to a gym where he catches our man stalking another gym goer. Of course, the slowdown happens and Masuda transforms to attack his prey. Shinosuke tries to intervene, but he quickly gets Zawarudoed. But a shift car appears and latches to his belt, allowing him to move, which still amounts to smack against the monster, and to make matters worse, two more appear, but who arrives in his support if not Kiriko and the car, Tridoron? We find out 1. Kiriko is a very good shot, 2. She knew about the belt all along. Faced with the prospect of another person dying in front of him, they offer him the power to fight. The power of the shift cars and the shift brace. The power of the warrior known as Drive. And since this is about a man's life, the question is not really a question. Shinosuke henshins into Drive and the battle is on! We find that each of the shift cars brings him a new tire, and with it a new power. The default, type speed, lets him become the star platinum to the monster Zawardo. Max Flare powers up his attacks with the element of fire. Funny Spike is the Oren Wheel, lets him shoot out projectiles and get a nice defense mechanism. Midnight Shadow lets him throw shurikens. But the only one that allows him to use his finisher, Full Throttle, is type speed. With it, Tridoron starts rotating around the enemy, providing a spring step for Drive to slam into his enemy over and over before the final kick. In a nutshell, I believe Cloudstife will be suing very soon for copyright infringement. With the monsters dead, the man's body goes back to normal, and Shinosuke finds another mysterious object, a small aluminum cap, of the kind you'd find on toothpaste. In the last scenes of the episode, Kiriko brings Shinosuke to the drive pit. It's a room secret even to the SCU and will be their base of operations. Tridoron informs Shinosuke that the other victims return to normal as well, to which Shinosuke answers, were they really attempted murder victims? He starts doubting that the monster's aim is as simple as that, and then we shift to a guy who took a page out of Kaito's wardrobe. He finds one of the floating numbers that left the monster's bodies after their destruction and offers him a new body, which is another toy car. Then splash screen, and seriously, it is an orange car, just look at it! First things first, guys, it shows that the actor playing Shinosuke and the Sweet Actor are different people. Different heights, different body types, the arms are shorter, it just shows. I'll try to ignore it. Now, for the rest, it's interesting. It certainly will be a different story than Kaen, but that doesn't make it automatically bad. What throws me a bit off is, for starters, the design. The basic suit is cool. The tires, not so much. Also, it shows they decided to spend everything on the car and nothing on the various power-ups. Drive doesn't change form, it just changes tires, and the car itself isn't exactly that good looking. And again, regarding the shift cars, they're toys. It clearly shows that they're made of plastic and designed as toys. The Lockseeds and Sengoku Driver at least tried to not look like toys, even if they could be seen as such. Our main character is interesting if I shift down from the eccentric wholesome that was Kota, much more subdued, and the secondary characters showed not much to go on for now. I will withhold judgment for a while. Now, for the thing that really turns me off, the whole world was simultaneously attacked by monsters who can freeze time. They are still at large. The slowdowns happen so frequently that there is an app for that. And yet, there are people who don't believe in it? And 5 people is the most that is dedicated to investigating this? What the highway to hell? How does that make any kind of sense whatsoever? Oh well, at least we got 2 very pretty and interesting women in this already. I'm already a fan of Rina-san and Kiriko kicks ass, even if she's a stalker and their jumps kind of defy human logic. The enemies are interesting in design and concept too, even if having them able to talk and not having them talk at all is kind of a waste, don't you think? Especially since their only few lines kind of suck. Still, not bad at all for a start. I'm actually looking forward to the rest of the story, and I must admit, I like the music in this much more than the one in Gaim. I guess that the samurai tunes just weren't my cup of tea. I'll see you next week, Rider fans, and don't forget to stay tuned for the Gaim Awards. Join me on one of my social media accounts, leave a comment and subscribe. Jane!